Right. The FAWSL? WSL rather. Like, gosh, FAWSL sounds so nostalgia. Anyway, yeah, the WSL will be expanding from 12 teams to 14 teams as of the 26-27 season. So, one of my thoughts on it, I think it's very interesting because as the women's game is continuing to grow, so so much more, the competition is also growing. So the WSL expanding from 12 to 14 teams that can only be good for the women's game as it means more games, more competition. Being honest, a 22 game season, it's not bad, but I think fans would like to see a 26 game season as well. Like, there's nothing wrong with a 22 game season, but a 26 game season sounds a bit more exciting. But that's not to say a 22 game season is less exciting. But one thing that I like about this is that there'll be playoffs. Now, we saw Birmingham City play London City Lionesses at the end of the championship season last season, and that was a brilliant advert for why there should be playoffs in the women's game. As currently, there's only one relegation promotion place in the WSL, the one up, one down format, which I've been critical of for the last few years. As for me, it lacks jeopardy, and having playoffs adds to that jeopardy because you're wondering which team will stay up, which team will go down, or which team will come up. Like that. That's one thing I like about this new expansion into 14 teams. Now, looking at this WSL expansion into 14 teams, I thought that relegation would be paused for a season with two teams winning promotion, with no team getting relegated. But having a look on the website, it looks for me anyway, it looks all a bit confusing. Like, I'll leave it out here for you guys to try and work it out because for me, I'm struggling to make sense of it. Yeah, so I hope you guys have understood that because for me, I've been trying to wrap my head around it, and for me, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. But it may make sense to other people. But there we go. One of my thoughts on this, yeah, it's good to see the continued growth of the women's game as an expansion to 14 teams, more games, more matches, more and more of what you guys like. Like, what else could we ask of? Like, could the WSL become a 20-team league one day? Like, oh, look, let's just keep it at 14 for now, and see where we go from there. Like, because it's been like 12 teams since the 2018-19 season, I think, or I could be wrong on that. But for me, this is the best time for the WSL to grow since its inception way back in 2011. Back then, for those of you who remember, I think you'd be around my age. I'm 29 now. Now, or if you're a little bit younger, you would remember when the WSL was just 8 teams, and that was a really small league. Like, there wasn't even WSL 2, no relegation. But yeah, well, I'm glad to see that the league is only improving with time. So, what are your thoughts on 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 the expansion of the WSL from 12 teams to 14 teams? Do you like it? Do you not like it? How could a 14-team league improve the WSL? I'd like to know what you think. Um, this is not really a criticism of the WSL, but for me, I would have liked to have seen 3 divisions of 8, and here's how that would work. You have one division of 8, two divisions of 8, three divisions of 8, with promotion relegation as normal. But here's how that would work. Like, you see, from the first two leagues, the team that finishes bottom goes down, with the team going up from the second division and a hypothetical third division. So that would be one team that goes up from each of the second and third divisions. Also, from continuing with promotion relegation, the sides that finishes seventh in the higher league, they will go into like a two legs playoff against the side that finishes second in the in the lower league. So, for instance, let's take WSL 1 and WSL 2. So the promotion relegation playoff would be seventh from WSL 1 and second from WSL 2, and they'll take part in the two legs playoff to decide who goes up and who goes down. Oh, I haven't even got into the number of games teams will be playing. Now, in many major leagues across the world, teams play each other once home and once away, and now that's boring. Why not play each other twice home and twice away for a total of 28 games? That will be great. I mean, they do something similar up in Scotland, but with a difference. Teams play 38 games, but they play teams in the top 6 and bottom 6. The games that involve top 6, bottom 6 are played 4 times, and the games involving top 6 versus bottom 6, that's played 3 times. But that's just something I've been thinking of to like tweak the WSL a bit for improvements. But what are your thoughts on this? And what are your thoughts on my version of the WSL league structure? Does the WSL really need 3 leagues of 8? Or is 1 league of 14 and 1 league of 12 good enough for the WSL? I'd like to know what you think.